Hi there, I'm Stacy, the encaustic mixed media artist behind Studio Stacy. Encaustic literally means to burn in. So I paint with beeswax and a torch, and because it's mixed media, pretty much anything else I can get my hands on. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Consider subscribing and joining this artsy community. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, which helps me get introduced to more like-minded artsy folks like yourself. This is such a magical, beautiful time of year here. I hope you can hear me over the babbling brook. It has actually slowed down this year in the fall. This is the first fall we'll be here, and it's just lovely. I think we've missed some of the fall colors because we were gone to the art show and kind of extended that trip, but it's still beautiful and gorgeous, and there's so many different colors still, and different shapes and sizes of the leaves. It's just absolutely amazing. And the crazy thing is it gets really cool off at night, and in the morning it's pretty cold, but then it heats up to a beautiful, spectacular temperature. It's kind of hard to believe that winter is right around the corner, but I'm just loving this fall. Trying to get out at least once a day, if nothing else, to just get outside, maybe do a little work. Did some weeding the other day, and also even if just to go for a short walk down our road. It is just beautiful. Love the sound of the crunching leaves and seeing all the leaves falling. It's just beautiful. So I just had to take a couple videos for you all to share, because I hope the magic comes through in it, but it is just beautiful. Also, kind of on a completely different side note, a little bit on a different side note, but because I think winter is approaching, all of the little stink bugs, I believe that's what you call them, are coming in to the studio and into the cabin where Matt works, and also even into the pole barn. So how do you get rid of them without maybe using pesticides, or not even get rid of them, but how do you keep them out of the buildings? Anybody have any ideas? Like, is there a plant? Is there any essential oil? I've heard maybe peppermint oil, so I thought about trying that, maybe just putting like little dishes of it around the doors and stuff like that. I don't know, any ideas? Please let me know down below in the comments, or shoot me a DM or an email. I would really love to know how to safely not let these little guys or gals into the buildings. They're just a little bit slightly annoying. Also, in preparing for the upcoming winter months, I have a couple new studio mates here. The plants were up in the cabin, but the cabin technically is not heated. Matt has a fireplace up there that he uses, but it gets rather cold at night and first thing in the morning, because we don't keep the fire going all night, obviously. And then on the weekends, if we're not up there, it's rather cold. So we decided to move them down here, and hopefully they're nice and toasty and cozy warm. Some little tiny buds coming in on this Christmas cactus. Camera doesn't really want to focus in on them, but Matt always does a very nice job of taking care of the plants, so hopefully it will survive with me taking care of them all winter long. Good afternoon. In the studio, it's a kind of a rainy, dreary day out, and so I spent the morning actually going through the calendar for the rest of the year and kind of doing a little bit of content planning, if you will. I might not stick to the exact schedule, but I just kind of want to, so I don't stress out. It's more for me than anything else. I want to plan my next couple months out. And so of course I use my favorite program, Trello, to do that. And if you can see, I have decided to leave Fridays and Mondays open. And that way I can still edit these videos. So I'm hoping from here on out to post a new video every week, at least till the end of the year. And I even have, I think, some of January maybe figured out, fingers crossed. At any rate, back to why I picked up the camera right now. I am in the studio and I'm gonna do a bunch of different pen tests on some of my journals. Like I said in 2 videos ago, I've been really wanting to get back into my sketchbooks and my journals. And I have a bunch of ideas rolling around in my head for this new series, which is, I think, going to require some research. The tree series that I started back in Ohio, I'm going to do a continuation of that. At least that's the thought going around in my head. So stay tuned. But for right now, I'm going to do some pen tests and see what pens will work in these sketchbooks over the encaustic paint. That is the plan anyway. So let's find out. I also decided to pull out 2 different sketch pieces of paper that I had left over, and so they had more encaustic paint on them. So I thought I'd pull those out along with my sketchbook, and yeah, we'll see what happens here. All right, here's the basic setup, and I'm going to try some water-soluble graphite. That's what's in this container. Sorry about the glare there. Some Faber-Castell Pitt pens, and I've got some Micron Pitt pens in here, or not Pitt pens, Micron pens as well. Boy, that glare is really bad. Sorry about that. And then, okay, here's the Faber-Castell in case that one didn't come through, holding it upside down. Hopefully this is focusing. And also some pencils. And the pencils I'm gonna try are the Stabilo pencils. They're the paper, glass, metal, plastic pencils. And these I've used, this is not focusing at all, I'm really sorry. These I have used before in the past, and I know they work with encaustic, but I just thought I would, you know, try them for fun. And then that's a black, and then I also have a big Jerry's Artorama artist pencil here. It's a nice, thick, big, chunky one. And then I also have this one was black Stabilo. But I also have a just a regular graphite Stabilo one that is also supposed to write on paper, plastic, and metal. I had to go get some water. There's no water in the studio. Okay, quick couple of thoughts about those pen tests. The Staedtler and the foodball pen both actually work the best, and I don't think I mentioned either one of them to begin with, but those actually surprisingly work the best out of the pens. The other thing is I really need to get like a dump dirty water thing in here, so I need to find a container so I can dump dirty water in to a container, because there is no sink or anything in this studio. So hindsight there, I need to find a dirty water container. And then, no surprise to me, but the Stabilo pencil also worked really well, which I already knew because I use this a ton with encaustic. Now, surprisingly, out of the graphite, the water-soluble graphite, the Pacific Arc worked a lot better than the Lyra one. So I'm not sure why that is, but it just seemed to be. And then the Art Graph, this little container really did not work that well at all. So there you go, quick little pen test for you, and I guess graphite test. In the studio today, and I thought it would be fun to show you a couple of new things that I got, and things that I may not have shown before. So yeah, let me clear this space off and I'll show you what I've got here. A couple of new additions to my little knick-knacky shrine area, if you will. And this bowl my dad made, and the glare is kind of bad in here, so I apologize for that, but it is beautiful. It has like little sparkles to it, and yeah, he made it last winter, and I don't think I've shown it to you guys, and it actually sits on top of this tray that used to sit on my mom's cabinet. She had some jewelry and things like that in it. So a little ode to my parents here. And Dad, I still love this bowl. It's in my studio, and yeah, thanks very much if you happen to be watching the video. And then up next, I don't know if I've shown this to you, but this is a lovely little pastel drawing by my artist friend Laura. So, and I love it. So a couple new additions to this area over here. And then these are some things that I got when I went to the art show and when we were in the Outer Banks. So this first item is a mug made by a wonderful artist also at the art show, and I should have gotten his card, so I don't have his information, unfortunately, but I love it. It feels really good to hold, and I can't wait to actually use it in our new kitchen. Right now it's just in the art studio, so it doesn't get broken or anything, but my plan is to actually use it in our new kitchen. And then I also got some yarn from a local yarn shop in the Outer Banks, Yarn and More. There's their info. And this was dyed by a local yarn dyer in the area. And I love collecting and getting local dyed, hand dyed yarn from various places that we visit, and then I make socks out of them. And apparently I was kind of in a seafoam green kind of phase because all of these seem to go quite nicely together from that trip. And I love these colors of socks, or this color of yarn rather. But I think because I'm in a fall mood, I'm going to crochet some fall themed socks. And so earlier today I caked up this yarn and this brown. The brown is going to be the toes and the cuffs, and then this fun color is called Fall Run, and it's from an Ohio yarn dyer. So looking forward to doing this fall. And I'm just finishing up some summer and spring socks, and if I get them done, I will insert a picture of them in here, or a video of them if I get them done before I get this video uploaded. We've been working a ton in the evenings on the barn, and so crocheting socks is going quite slowly. It's taking me several months to crochet a pair of socks, but looking forward to the fall and winter and maybe a little bit more downtime to have some time to crochet some more. And then up next, I wanted to show you these. Matt actually got these for me. We were talking while I was at the art show that I needed maybe some little bees and things like that to put out, perhaps on the table as decorations, just around the tent area. I have signs that say art from bees, but you know, just thought it would be fun to add more. So he actually came home, found these online, and they're patches. So you can either iron them on, they're kind of glossy on the back, or you can sew them on. So I may be adding them to other things than just the art table, but they're just so cute. They're like, some of them are nice sparkly, and there are two different sets. These bees here came with some flowers, various different flowers. They're just fun. And then this set was kind of sparkly and, you know, glittery, shiny. So yeah, queen bee there. Just fun stuff. So thanks, Matt, I should add. I love my little bee patches. And then the last thing I wanted to show you is 3 different books. This book I've had for a while, and it's a Frank Lloyd Wright book, and I'm going to put the camera around and get a better overhead shot and do some flip throughs of these. But this we actually got when we visited Tallahassee, and it's just a fun little Frank Lloyd Wright book. And I'm showing these to you because they're kind of inspirational books that I could gather inspiration from. So there's Frank Lloyd Wright. And then these other 2 books, if you're an artist, you may be interested in these particular books. They're royalty free. Oh, sorry, that glare is bad. They're royalty free. Goodness. Hang on, let me turn the light off here. All right, I think this is better. The glare may come in and out, but they are royalty free, copyright free. So you can use them in your art to either collage with or sketch, things like that. And I'm actually planning on using them to drawings and kind of get some sketch inspiration from. And again, I'll flip through these here, put the camera down and get it in an overhead angle to flip through them for you. last thing I wanted to tell you about while I was in the studio today was this gallery wall here that I talked about in the last video. I had a couple of questions on it, so I thought I would answer those questions. The first question was about the molding that the system hangs off of. And it's called bed molding, B-E-D, like the bedroom that you sleep in, bed, or bed you sleep in, I guess. At any rate, she asked about how it hung on the wall and if you had to prop it out of the wall to get those clips to hook on here. And the answer is no. There is and I just happen to have a small piece of it here. There is a flat piece on the back of this bed molding. Let me see if I can get you a little bit of a profile. There we go. There we go. Camera would focus. Here we go. So that's the side profile of it. And basically this sits flat up against a wall. Like so. And so that the clips, there's just enough space right here for those clips to hook into. So really you just nail it into your wall right in the middle here, and those clips hook on right in there nice and easily. So when that molding is mounted on the wall, I think you can see it here. This clip just slides right in there. And, you know, it slides along that molding nice and easily. The curve fits the hanger perfectly. And, yeah, it's super easy. And then the other question that was asked was about how I hang the art. If it's just hung on the wood panels or if I actually have wire on the back. And I actually have, see if I can get you this without taking the painting off the wall. There's actually wire back there. And so that's how it's hung as well. I don't think I would trust those little clips to hang right on the wood panels. Maybe if it was a small enough panel, you'd be all right. But here's the size of those clips that hang off of that plastic wire. And if you're wondering what the heck I'm talking about, I will link that video here just so I don't have to go through, not that I don't mind going through it all, but I've already gone through it and some of you may find this rather boring. But yeah, that's the size of those clips. So I'm not sure that this little hook right here would be enough to support that wood panel. I would be nervous about doing it. So I always wire the back of the panels, or rather Matt wires the back of the panels. All right, so hopefully that was helpful and answered those questions that you had. As always, if you have any questions or need me to clarify something, definitely reach out, either drop me an email or leave me a comment down below. I'm always happy to help any way I can. And I may not always explain things correctly. I try to be as descriptive as possible and explain things, but you know, might not always be clear. So feel free. Don't think it's a silly question or anything. Definitely feel free to reach out and ask. I'm just sitting here editing this current video, and what I've decided to do going forward with most of these vlog-like videos is I'm just going to put in some snippets of the pole barn. And it'll probably be, I'm thinking, at the end of these videos. And that way you'll still get to see some of the pole barn to house renovations and remodeling type of thing that we're doing. Or rather, I guess, building that we're doing. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna compile a bunch of videos and do one video of just the barn, which I'm guessing will probably be sometime in December. So I'll try to gather like a month's worth of videos and then chunk them all together so you'll kind of see us start to completion of what we've got going on this month in the pole barndominium, if you will, renovation project. So stay tuned here. I'm gonna insert a couple clips from what we did this week in the barn, but they're just gonna be short little snippets, and then I'll do a larger video probably come sometime in December. All right. Drywall has begun. We got 2 large stacks of drywall here. So we're starting to drywall the workshop, the kitchen, and the bathroom areas here in the pole barn. It is not our favorite thing to do, but it's going pretty well.
Well,
That's nice. That's nice.
This is why you hire professionals.
We also started the bathroom flooring this week, and we went to a local flooring company who was great, worked with us wonderfully, and picked out this lovely little linoleum pattern. And we ran out of space downstairs in the barn, so we had to carry it upstairs to cut the piece. And yeah, the flooring is going really well, much faster than mudding and taping the drywall. Last bit of flooring getting glued down. It looks so good.
Hey, we're gonna run out of projects if we don't slow down.
Sure. All right, this is also where I'm going to end the video so it doesn't get too long for you guys. Stay tuned for next week. I do hope you enjoyed coming along on this week's video. Next week, I'm also back in the studio, except I'm going to be painting. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, if you did enjoy this week's video, give it a great big thumbs up. It really does help me out. And if you're not subscribed, consider doing so. That also helps me out tremendously. I'm almost to 1,000 subscribers, guys. It's getting so close. So if you could hit subscribe, that would really be helpful. And or if you are really wanting to help, you could share the video. All right, so I'm going to let you go here. Again, I hope you really did enjoy it. We'll chat to you soon. Bye for now.